The NFL playoffs are set. Tonight, we preview the beginning of the NFL's postseason for 2025-26. Up first, Super Wild Card Weekend. Also, on Black Monday, multiple coaches were fired. The first episode of our Nation Sports Show for 2026 is next. The following is a feature presentation of our Nation Sports Show. Tonight, it is the first episode of our Nation Sports Show for 2026. Tonight, we break down Week 18 in the NFL. Tonight, we recap the game that has everybody still talking. Sunday Night Football, the finale of the regular season. The Steelers face the Ravens with the AFC North Division title on the line. Tonight, it is also a special edition of That's So Raven in the days of our Steelers. Tonight, we also crown our Prediction Battles champion. It's showtime.
Good up to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
Shh! Did you hear that? I could hear the whispers in the darkness. You know what that is? That's the sound of the new Our Nation Sports Show in the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. We are back. First show of the new year is here. What's going on? I'm Ezra Vickery, and we got a loaded show for you guys tonight. And trust me, it is loaded. It is more loaded. It is more loaded than the ECW locker room after a pay-per-view. So it's gonna be off the chain, folks. We got a lot to get into. We got a lot to talk about. As you said, a lot of coach firings. Black Monday, well, we consider it to say Black Tuesday now is upon us with some breaking news we got just before the start of the show, and we'll get into that in just a few minutes. And also, too, we can't forget about our two favorite shows, That's So Raven and Days of Our Steelers, which, by the way, it's Mark's as a Deb Steelers, not mine. I'm a Bears fan. Fuck the Steelers. So just wanted to point that out. But we got a lot. We got a ton. So let's get into ways you can interact with us at Owen_Sports Show on the X/Twitter account, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, or of course, are all at Our Nation Sports Show. Like, subscribe, share with all your friends, family, your enemies, your acquaintances, Carrier Pigeon, Smoke Signal, Pony Express, Dinosaur if you're elder, but just tell anybody you can. Get on the show, put your picks in for the wild card weekend. We're going to be covering the final week of the regular season, Week 18, in just a little while. Let's introduce the crew, but as of right now, there's only two of us. Fortunately, Joey could not make it tonight. He may be on for just a few minutes, but we'll see where that lands. And hopefully Kevin will be joining us relatively soon. Mr. I can't do pick segments right because I don't do them right, whatever his name is. But we got with me tonight my heavy metal brother from the great state of North Carolina, from North Kakalaki itself. A man who's, I don't know what he's more excited for, is San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs or the brand new Alter Bridge album coming out this Friday, wherever you get music. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Big Stevie Wyand.
Yes, I am super excited for actually both of those things happening because man, what a time it is to be not just a music fan but a sports fan because yes, after all the nagging injuries that San Francisco has gone through, I know myself and Kevin and everybody out there in Niners land are super excited that San Francisco is back in the playoffs and we will see how far they will go because these playoffs are going to be very interesting as we are now officially set to go. And there is a lot to talk about this upcoming weekend. The wild card round, hard to believe it is here. It is upon us. This Saturday kicks off with a doubleheader. We'll get to all that later on tonight. Man, what a show it's going to be tonight. And like Ezra said, some shocking breaking news came down the pipeline a couple of hours ago before we went live. So, with that being said, let's do this.
And I didn't realize I was on mute. What the fuck? We got some definitely have that breaking news, and we're going to get into it right now. And this episode of That's So Raven continues with the announcement that John Harbaugh, their coach for the past, I believe it is 18 seasons.
Yep, 18.
Yep, 18 seasons. And the Ravens will be parting ways. This is a big shock to the Ravens flock, who some are happy that Harbaugh is gone because they need a change. Some are happy in a way, some are upset in a way, but this means that the longest tenured head coach for that organization, and mind you, only the third head coach in the history of Baltimore in its very short time as a franchise, only 30 years, is now up. So, and it was just reported from Adam Schefter that just minutes after his firing, seven teams have already called his agent asking for interviews.
Unbelievable.
So now the question begs, where does John Harbaugh end up? Does he continue in the NFL? Does he go to, I don't know, maybe pull a Jim Harbaugh and go to college? Or does he just ride off into the sunset and not come back?
That is an excellent question because there is a lot of coaching vacancies that would love to have Harbaugh's services. I mean, Arizona could use a coach because Jonathan Gannon's gone. The Giants could use a coach because obviously Brian Dable's been fired early on in the year. Cleveland could use a coach with the news of Kevin Stefanski being fired. I mean, there's just a lot of openings out there that would love to have Harbaugh's services.
Tennessee as well.
And Tennessee, exactly. I mean, those are four of the teams, right out the gate, and you could also throw Atlanta in there too. That's five teams, that could throw, their hats in the ring, and let's see what happens. I mean, because when you look at Harbaugh's tenure with Baltimore, I mean, he won the Ravens the Super Bowl in 2012 with that offense with Joe Flacco at the helm and Anquan Bolden and Torrey Smith and Ray Rice and he had great players around him as with him being a coach, but unfortunately for Harbaugh, he didn't have the success.
Our defense, you can't forget about the legendary Ray Lewis.
Yes, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Terrell Suggs and
Terrell Suggs, yep.
And what's his face? Nada, right?
Please so, yeah.
Who was the tight end?
Oh man.
Who was the tight end during that year? He was good too. But anyways,
I can look that up while you're talking.
Yeah. I mean, Harbaugh has always had, great players, around him that he coached. I mean, I remember when Lamar Jackson came into the league, when Flacco was on his way out, and he helped him, get to where he wanted to be, and he became a star, pretty quickly. And I mean, just the pedigree that he set, with the Ravens was very high, and he had success early on. Took the Ravens to multiple championship games. Won the one Super Bowl in 2012, like I said, against San Francisco during that season. And
Steven, tight ends, Billy Bahima, Ed Dixon, and Dennis Pitta.
and Dixon and Pitta, that's right.
And
Yep,
you also can't forget also too at running back you had Vontae Leach, you had
that's
Bernard
right.
Pierce,
Yep,
Anthony
Mark
Allen,
Pierce. Yep.
and then wide receiver Jacoby Jones.
Oh, the famous 100 plus yard kick return in the Super Bowl against San Francisco. That's right.
Yep, and then I mean we could keep going down the roster. I mean you had Josh Bynes, you had I mean you said you had Ja Reed on offensive lineman, you had Pernell McPhee, you have Haloti Nagata, like you said,
Yep.
Chris Johnson,
Chris Johnson. That's right.
Jimmy Smith, Ed Reed.
Jimmy Smith. Oh my God. How could you forget about that guy? I mean, he was in the NFL for a long time.
Yep. I mean, you had, and of course, like we said, Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, and then you had, of course, many considered by many up until recently the greatest kicker of all time, Justin Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I agree, Stephen. That whole era of what John Harbaugh did for Baltimore, they brought him success.
And what he had the last couple years with Derrick Henry when he was there with them the last 2 years. I mean, Derrick Henry and all those great players that Jackson got to play with, early on, and then developing, Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. And I mean, Harbaugh knows talent when he sees it, but the thing about this firing, it is surprising in a way, but it's also not because when you think about the success that Baltimore has had over the last couple of years, whether it be, making it to the AFC Championship game as the number one overall seed, facing Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, losing to the Buffalo Bills last year in that crazy divisional game that would have decided who went to the AFC title game and ultimately who would have hosted, because Baltimore and Buffalo had higher seedings that year. I mean, and unfortunately, all of the past failures that Harbaugh has experienced with this organization, the Ravens, organization, they couldn't stand it no more. And I mean, in a way, I get it, but at the same time, I don't give a damn how great your players are. You have to have a head coach that can lead these men on the field because after all, the head coach, he is the head voice of the team. And he's not just responsible for, what goes on with the offense. He's also responsible for what goes on with the defense because, again, he's the head guy. He's the one that the media talks to, whether they win or if they lose. And, man, I mean, it's just, it's crazy. Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, K-Rod, Kevin Roy. What's up, man?
What's going on, fellas? I'm gonna hop on here for a few minutes, just for a little bit, not too long.
We were just talking about the firing of John Harbaugh, and I was talking about how all the past success that Harbaugh has had, as far as making it to the championship game with the Ravens a couple years ago with Lamar Jackson as with his second MVP, trophy, and then the next year facing Buffalo in that crazy divisional game, and they lose on the failed 2-point conversion by Mark Andrews to fail to tie the game, and then this year the up and down struggles that Baltimore had. This is what ultimately led to his firing because at the end of the day, the owner's not going to tolerate mediocrity, and they're not going to tolerate a loser.
Oh, this is a results driven league, and I to be honest, I think John Harbaugh a couple years ago when he got to the AFC title game, I believe that even that coaching tenure was overrated because the defense was number one in the league. Why? 2 words: Mike McDonald. I mean, he leaves Baltimore. Baltimore's defense goes to shit. Now Seattle's got the best defense in the conference. Okay, and then you got Greg Roman, who's great at calling plays for the Ravens, and that was before they even got Derrick Henry. He leaves. Now what you got? You got another shitty offensive coordinator. So a lot of these head coaches really depend on these coordinators, and I believe that John Harbaugh, just like Bill Belichick, it's just past his time. It's time to call it quits with that team. I mean, his time just ran out. I mean, he's just same with Mike Tomlin. I believe if the Steelers get one and done in the playoffs, which I think they will, I mean, he's going to be next. Like I think I said it in the chat. The game the other day to me was a pink slip on a pole match because the loser of that game is going to can their head coach. I seen it coming. I knew it was coming. And I still don't think Mike Tomlin's safe. I mean, if he's one and done, Mike Tomlin, we've seen the same story with the Steelers in the last 4 or 5 years. Oh, winning season, in and out of the playoffs, one and done, one and done, one and done. You get blown out. So I believe if they're one and done, it's the same situation. But if you're Baltimore, there's one name I'm looking to hire as a head coach. And this head coach I really think would do good there because he said he don't want to take a head coaching job unless the foundation is in place. And I'll give you the name, Robert Sala. He said he's going to go to a
Mm.
shitty team like the Jets again. He's not going to go to a rebuilding team. He wants to go a team that's got foundational pieces. You got an MVP at quarterback. You got an MVP at running back. You got defensive pieces. The second best middle linebacker in the game behind Fred Warner, Roquan Smith. You got all pro safety Kyle Hamilton. You got pieces to work with that team. So if I'm Baltimore, I'm calling Robert Sala. I'm calling got like teams like that. I might even call Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. I'm calling a defensive guy because Baltimore needs to get their defense straight. I mean, it's not all on Lamar. I mean, the kicker can't kick to save his damn life. You have one fucking job and can't kick the ball through the upright, Jake Moody. I mean, might as well be. But Baltimore, they have one job. It's really the defense that has constantly let them down all year.
And that's a great point, Kev, because like when you think about this Ravens team, I mean Kyle Hamilton is the only really definitive weapon on that defense that really anchored that team because he was such a diverse player when he's healthy because he can be a safety, he can be a linebacker, he can be a defensive back, he can tackle. But as soon as he went out of that game on Sunday night, boom, Pittsburgh started gaining yards, started picking up yardage. And Baltimore, they have some, decent players on defense, but they really got to anchor that defense down because that was one of their Achilles heels this year. Because especially during the beginning of the year, they were giving up 30 some odd points in like 5 out of the first 7 games. Like
Yep.
unreal.
That
Unreal.
that's why I say that coaching matters and coordinators really matter because I mean we talk about the job that Robert Sala's done without any damn stars on defense this year for my Niners, but same way with Mike McDonald. Look what he did with the Ravens. He took a good defense and turned them into a super defense. No, it's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And then he took a super. He took and now he went to Seattle and took a solid defense into a great defense.
And now look at Seattle right now. They're the number one seed in the NFC, and they're hosting throughout the playoffs.
Yep, the number two defense in football. I mean, they don't got no household names. Like, I mean, you got Demarcus Lawrence, you got good players, but you ain't got no superstar Miles Garrett type players on that team. You just got a bunch of good defense on all three levels. That's what the Ravens got. They just don't got the coordinators to get the guys in the right position to buy into the system. And
You
that's
have and that's those are positions that people tend to overlook because I mean, Kev, we've talked about it here on this show. You talked about it last week. Philadelphia has all that talent in the world on that offense, but they cannot coach worth a shit. I
nope.
mean,
They miss Kellen Moore, and they miss Kellen Moore bad. I mean, we seen this 2 years ago when Kellen Moore left Dallas. Dallas's offense went to shit with Mike McCarthy calling plays. And then Kellen Moore goes to Philly, and Philadelphia is overpowered. And Saquon Barkley runs for damn 2,000 yards. Now Saquon Barkley looks like not even a top 10 running back in the league behind the best offensive line. That's sad. That is coaching. That is coordinators.
and the coordinators were forcing everything down there, and that's the one thing. Now, Todd Monken, when he wants to, get creative, he's not a bad coordinator, but I think that he's not as great as their past coordinator because I mean, Greg to me was a better coordinator because he knew how to get Lamar into spots where he was comfortable, in the pocket, outside the pocket. And John Harbaugh, like he's been hanging around for such a long time, and it was time to cut it, cut ties with him, and I knew that as that game kept progressing, I said, man, some of these jobs are going to be on the line. You know, whoever loses this game, that this could be their very last game.
Yeah.
And it happens. It's the nature of the beast. But and it's also this begs the question too, Kev, because I think as you said, there's what 7 teams that are already out. Calling his
Yeah,
agent.
within the first 45 minutes, his agent already got 7 teams calling him about him coming to their team.
Unreal.
Now I'm not sure if that's all head coaching opportunities or like coordinator opportunities, because let's not forget he was probably the best special teams coordinator in the last 20 years. Like his special teams is something to be serious. Matter of fact, I believe John Harbaugh actually was the Ravens special teams coordinator during them Super Bowl years with Ray Lewis and them. I believe he was a coordinator for somebody, and I know he was the AFC Pro Bowl coordinator for special teams. So, I mean, I don't know if they're all head coaching opportunities, but I mean, he's going to end up somewhere on a roster somewhere.
Yeah, it is absolutely crazy. I mean, because regardless, no matter how, not much success he had winning multiple Super Bowls, he did lead the Ravens to that one Super Bowl in 2012 against San Francisco. I think that his resume with his winning records predominantly is going to speak for itself. And you're going to see the Clevelands of the world, Arizona, Atlanta, New York Giants, hell, even the New York Jets, if they had some decency in their bones, to get a great coach, even if he's not the head coach, or even if he's special teams. I mean, John Harbaugh is a good head coach and a good coordinator. Give him, a reason to come to your team, and if he goes to your team, you better give him talent because.
I mean, it's more like, and here's the problem with John Harbaugh's coaching style. It's just 2010s coaching style. Like this new era of football is so built on being an offensive or a defensive minded guru as head coaches. I mean that regular just being a head coach like John Harbaugh, it doesn't work. The only team we see pull that off has been really Dan Campbell. I mean, he's not a coordinator, but now what happened? They lost Ben Johnson, and we really seen how Detroit faltered. This is
Mm-hmm.
this, and look how good the Bears have been because they got an offensive play caller offensive play caller out there as a head coach. I mean, look at the Sean McVays of the world, the Matt LaFleurs, the Kyle Shanahans, the Andy Reid. It's about can you be an offensive or defensive minded head coach? It's not even about head coaching anymore because that's just this new era of football. It's like the Seahawks doing it defensively with Mike McDonald, and the 49ers doing it offensively with Shanahan, Rams offensively with McVay. I mean, John Harbaugh is just that coaching style's outdated, and we've seen it with Bill Belichick. Same way, the coaching style's just outdated. I mean, we see like that's why Mike Tomlin, same situation. He's not a coordinator either. He's just a head coach. He's trying to just lead men, and it's not the way the coaching style works these days. The coaching style is can you call plays offensively? Can you call plays defensively? Can you set a foundation on your side of the ball, your respective side of the ball? We've seen the Shanahan offense. We've seen the Mike McDonald's defense. We've seen the McVay offense. We've seen the Andy Reid offense. We've seen the
Mm-hmm.
Steve Spagnuolo defense. It's about like coordinators that become head coaches. That is why I say really the best team in the NFC South didn't even win the NFC South. I think the best team next year, and this is going out of the way, but I think it's going to be the New Orleans Saints. If they can build right, Kellen Moore is a hell of a head coach. I think he's
You're
going to
right
Ben
because
Johnson. I
look
mean,
at
Tyler
what
Shuck looks like a real true round one, round two quarterback now.
and look at the run that New Orleans went on. They won like what 4, 5 in a row. I mean,
Yeah,
like
before they dropped that last one, but I mean, that's
yeah.
just what it is. You got an offensive minded head coach. And look, same with the Eagles. You lose Kellen Moore, who's calling play. Now you got Nick Sirianni sitting on his damn butt because he's just like that John Harbaugh type of coach. And now look what Philly's at offensively. The only reason they're not in the fucking dirt is because Vic Fangio has that defense playing top 5 in football. That's the only reason.
And no matter where Vic Fangio goes, he always makes sure his defensive teams are ready to go. And that is why Philly's defense is going to hang when these playoffs begin this weekend. I mean, and that's the one thing, too, and Kev, I read your post in our chat and on Facebook, and this is balls on dead accurate that it is a damn shame that the NFC South, who is going to finish 8-9, is hosting a damn playoff game. The Carolina Panthers is hosting a football game against the Los Angeles Rams, who had a better overall record and have a way better team. And LA is having to go on the road and play Carolina yet again. And these rules and regulations for, let's give every divisional winner a home game because they're division champions. Give me a break.
I believe shit like that. Don't get me started. I'm about to end up ranting on this damn thing about this fucking player. I'm just saying it's not fair that a team's out there. They lost to the Bucks, and because the Falcons gone fluke ass coming back and beat the Rams and the Saints, they end up winning after losing to the Bucks. The Bucks should have really been the South champions, but the Panthers lose to the Bucks. The Panthers lose to the Bucks. And they end up getting the South champions. And you mean to tell me the 49ers, who were playing for the 1 seed against Seattle, because they lost a hard-fought game, they dropped to the 6 seed. That means you got two teams that's got 12 wins, have to go on the road in the entire fucking playoffs because, we want to give the Panthers a home game. Okay, well, you know what? I just pray to God. I pray to God the Rams win that game 42-3 in Charlotte. I'm going to laugh my fucking head off. Because, what do you mean they should have got a home game? They really should give the division a division winner, but they should reseed like the NBA playoffs. If that's the case, you would have the following seeds. You would have the Seattle Seahawks, the Los Angeles Rams, the San Francisco 49ers, the Chicago Bears, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Green Bay Packers, then the Carolina Panthers. Does that not seem fair? Because Jesus Christ, the Rams would then host Carolina, which is fair. Then you'd have the 49ers hosting a home game. Then you got the Eagles, who haven't done absolute squat, having to go on the road, which they should. They haven't done squat. They played the Sorry division too because what are the Giants? What are the Commanders? The boo-boo, the Band-Aid stations? They played nobody in the NFC East. Like Philadelphia just sat on their ass the whole season and just, we got an easy win. Cool. Who did they really beat?
Nobody.
Should have lost to Buffalo. Should have, would have, could have. They didn't beat nobody. The Cowboys absolute are ass. So it's just the NFC South over, except you have a clear-cut winner. So what in the hell? The NFC North is really the best thing they had. The NFC North and the NFC West is what's carrying the NFC right now.
And the good thing is that the Cowboys fired our Chicago leftovers named Matt Eberflus.
Yeah, and he still has a timeout remaining in his pocket.
Yes.
He's still on that one timeout. He's saving it.
Yeah, it's still there.
Hey, by the way, we mentioned about John Harbaugh. Well, one of the teams that supposedly is interested in his services, or one of the teams that's interested in him, is the New York Football Giants. But there's a report going around.
There's a but.
Yeah, like the one I'm going to put my foot up. You keep interrupting me, you son of a bitch. No, is that a certain former San Diego quarterback is possibly in the running for the job as well, named Philip fucking Rivers.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know what? I'm actually not surprised because on the Monday Night Podcast, I heard Troy Aikman and Joe Buck was talking about he's such a good high school head coach that I mean, he really could go after he retires this year and be a head coach for an NFL team. They're talking about how he was a high school football varsity coach and how he's doing this and he can lead men and how he's showing his ass. And it was just a play that went out of bounds and you could see him on the sideline and they were jokingly and was laughing, talking about that's the head coach in Phillip Rivers there. His defense is on the field and he's out there arguing about an out of bounds call. That's the
You know he's
coaching.
not cursing one single bit.
Oh yeah, you gotta put the explicit on his mouth.
You know he's going, what the heck, man? That's a bunch of garbage. You know that shouldn't have happened. That wasn't, that wasn't out of bounds. Man, you suck. Instead of, what the fuck? This should have been a fucking play call.
Hey,
What the
hey.
fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
Phillip Rivers is so PG. It was like it was written by Kevin Dunn.
Hey, he's so PG. His language speaking is like Joe Pesci in Home Alone, where he's not cursing.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's natural for it to be PG when you got like 16 kids. I mean, every time a kid's born, you got to watch your damn mouth. So
Man's got his own NFL team.
Old man Rivers.
But let's talk about quickly some of the other coaching changes that happened and some of the other changes everywhere. One of the other ones is that the Lions announced that they have fired their offensive coordinator, John Morton.
Now, I'm not surprised about that because, again, like Kev stated, once Ben Johnson left to go to Chicago, there went Detroit's offense down the tubes.
Right here, also, let's talk quickly about Kevin Stefanski. Browns obviously canned him, and it says that he is going to be interviewing with the Giants on Wednesday. Speaking of the Giants,
And Stefanski, he had a pretty solid, tenure in Cleveland, but he had a couple of losing seasons that ultimately sealed his fate.
yeah, it is what it is for Stefanski. I think he's gonna find himself a spot where
Oh yeah, definitely.
Also, the Packers signed to Desmond Ritter to the active roster.
Oh dear God! Wait a minute. Okay, you want to go to ultimate mediocrity? You get this guy as your third string quarterback because God forbid a Jordan Love, has another concussion or Malik. What you talking about? Willis has another injury. Then hey, let's go to Ritter. Oh, we are screwed.
Hopefully, they go to him in this game in Chicago coming up. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Make my life a lot easier. Today, some good news for the Bears, and that is that Braxton Jones and Kyler Gordon are been designated for return. And open in the 20-day practice window is officially open.
Nice.
So depending on if he's able to come back this week or even if we make it through to a wild card round, guess what? We could be seeing a return of one of our elite cornerbacks.
And speaking of elite, maybe C.J. Garner-Johnson, hopefully he can come back to play after getting dinged up in that last couple of plays of that Detroit-Chicago game on Sunday.
Yeah, Luther Burden also got hurt at the end of that game as well. Luckily though, Burden, it looks like he's going to be good to go for this week. So far, they've been saying he's been doing pretty well.
But that's good.
What about this? The Commanders losing their offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, I know Kev's got some words on this.
yeah, I mean that's tough because he was literally why that team was pretty good offensively in Jay Daniels' rookie season. I don't know what this Commanders team's going to look like next year. Even at full health, who are they going to have calling the plays offensively? What kind of system are they going to run? Is that going to affect Jaden Daniels? Is that going to affect old fat ass Debo? I mean, is he going to gain another 45 pounds and eat cupcakes? Who knows?
That's too funny.
It's all love, Debo. I ain't got no hate toward him. The one I hate is number 11, that fucking Antonio Brown from Timu.
Oh, would that be Brandon Ayuk?
Yep, Antonio from Timu.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we're going to talk about the game later, but man, The Niners losing Tatum Batum for the rest of the season with a career.
Another significant injury.
That's horrible.
They cannot catch a damn break with these injuries, man.
Of course, we saw the news also too that Jonathan Gannon is gone from Arizona.
And also Kyler Murray could be out the door as well.
That's what the word is that they're going to move on from Kyler Murray as soon as possible.
Not surprised.
And also too, the Raiders fired Pete Carroll.
Not surprised.
One and done.
I think his pink slip was intercepted.
Yeah, it was thrown by Geno Smith. Good news though for Cam Ward though for Tennessee though. He luckily only suffered a sprained AC joint. And doctors do not believe he needs surgery, so it's just rehab and rest until the beginning of next season for Cam Ward. Let's see. We're trying to get through this as quick as possible here. Let's see here. Also, we got to mention with Pete Carroll's firing, that means that Raiders GM John Spytek and touchdown Tom Brady will be looking for a new head coach.
Yep.
Like you said earlier, GM or this right here, fucking Giants GM Joe Schoen is going to be sticking around. He's been retained by John Mara and company. And then of course also Zach Taylor has also been retained by Cincinnati.
It's the Marvin Lewis effect all over again. Oh, we feel so bad that Joe Burrow had turf toe. He couldn't play the majority of the year, so we're just going to keep Zach Taylor. Zacky Wacky, if your team sucks ass again next year, you have nobody to blame but yourselves, and you deserve to get your pink slip too, pal.
And let's quickly talk about the first big firing, which was of course the Falcons. And of course the Falcons firing their head coach, Raheem Morris, and their GM, Terry Fontenot.
You know what's pretty sad and pretty screwed up that, okay, Atlanta, you've been asked pretty much all year long, up and down, up and down, up and down. Michael Penix got injured during the years. He had to go to Captain Kirk, and he was leading this team.
No, see, Steven, here's the thing. The Atlanta Falcons are so ashamed that they gave the Carolina Panthers the NFC South, that they fired their head coach and their GM as a token of apology to the fans.
Exactly. And you know, and that's the thing too, you know, despite all of the ups and downs with Atlanta, the best thing you did is finally play your hearts out the last 2 games, but it came at a cost, because you could have been competing for this division too if you didn't suck with Penix in a couple of those games before he got injured, and especially with Captain Kirk throwing his interceptions and their defense being atrocious at times throughout the year. I mean, Atlanta was one of those teams that were like a box of chocolates. You didn't know what you were going to get with this team. And it's actually quite hilarious that both the head coach and the GM were relieved of their duties because they had to win a game for a team in their division to win the division. Like, that is peak NFC South football, folks.
Yeah,
Tank division.
Here's the NFC South in a nutshell. 3 teams are tied at 8-9. The Panthers win after losing to the Bucks, but the Saints finished the season with a better division record than all 3 of them. You can't make this shit up.
Wait a minute. So technically, shouldn't New Orleans be the division winners because they have more division wins?
No, because their total win and loss is only like 5 wins. So, all of them came against division teams. So that's the funny part.
That ain't a participation trophy. That's just more of like a sympathy card.
And we know the NFC East used to be called the NFC East when that division was trash too. But man, the NFC South just takes the cake. Oh, it is so bad.
Yeah, again, the NFC West and the NFC North has been carrying this year.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's quickly talk about the games from this past week. And obviously, the first one is the Panthers and the Bucks. We know how that turned out, 16-4.
Kev, I know you got some thoughts on that flea flicker. What the hell was that?
I,
What the literal hell was that?
I've
Come
been
on.
I've been waiting for this. Just
This
saying.
is it that you play Madden and you hit the wrong button to select the wrong play and just go through with it. I mean, it's raining. The ball is wet. The ball's slippery, and you're going to try to pass it back to Bryce Young, and then Bryce Young hits to Cam Newton. I don't want to dive on the football.
Pussy.
Yeah, yeah, he's got Cam Newton in his blood. Good job, Carolina fans. You got Cam Newton.
I mean, come on. I mean, you're fighting for your playoff lives. All you needed to do was fall on the ball, and you were back in this game pretty much, and then you're just gonna do that. Like, come on, it's raining. It's been wet out there.
You got Cam Newton and then you got Fig Newton.
Yes. And this is the thing, and this is the part that annoys me with Bryce Young, is he has the talents, but he's so inconsistent and up and down. And good Lord, I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, just calling a play like this, this is some high school football stuff. Like that is
You can't
terrible.
make this up. He plays the Atlanta Falcons. He's the second coming of Tom Brady. He goes and plays the San Francisco 49ers. He looks like Jamarcus Russell. I mean, there's no in between with him. He's either really good or really fucking bad.
Yep, there's nowhere in between. He can't be good or great. He's got to be either really good or really bad. I mean, and I mean, it's just, I mean, that game was odd. Tampa had it going for the first couple of, had it going for the first quarter. Then Carolina turned on the heat and the pressure and the defense, and they got back in the game. But then Carolina just flat out blew their opportunity to end the division right then and there. But you had to hope and pray to the football gods that Atlanta was not going to screw the pooch and lose this game. Because that was looking like peak Falcons too, because they had to sweat that one out too, because New Orleans made a comeback in that game. I mean, but Tampa's another team too that they played themselves into trouble just like Baltimore did, because there was times for 6, 7, 8 weeks the Bucks were up and down, and they lost a lot of those games at home, especially.
Baker cooled off like a motherfucker this year.
Yes, he did. Good grief.
Then he went ice cold.
He was looking like the MVP a couple years ago, caliber player during the first 6, 7.5, 8 weeks. Then, during that final stretch, he was cooled off. Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course we have the Seahawks taking on the Niners, and that didn't end well.
Kev, I do want to bring this up before I throw it to you. The one play that sticks out to me is that interception, that drop pass by Christian McCaffrey. That was insane. Absolutely insane.
That's just the kind of night it was, because do you know how lucky, for one, Christian McCaffrey, the best running back catching the football in the league, how rare is it for him to drop a pass that hits him in the hands, first of all? Mm-hmm. Second of all, for it to hit him in the hands, fall off, and land in the lap of the safety just right there at the right time, that's when I knew. I said, yep, it's one of them games. Football gods just called it what it is. Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. And that night, the 49ers were the bug. It's just what it is. But if McCaffrey makes that catch, that's a touchdown. We're talking about a 10-7 game, or a 10-10 game, 13-10 game. It's a different ballgame. Not only that, but the very next possession, 3rd and 17, and you give up a run play for a first down. That was it right there. That was just it. But I will say, Seattle, they cheated, but their safeties cheated in a lot to play at the line of scrimmage, because there's nobody in this 49ers receiver room that can really threaten them deep. So they were all playing 5-10 yards off the line instead of 15 and 20, because the 49ers do not have a true X receiver. You got DeMarcus Robinson and Kendrick Bourne, a bunch of slot guys, role players. and Juwan Jennings is not fast. He's a big body in the middle receiver. You don't really have a X receiver that can run deep routes. So the Seahawks safeties, Kobe Bryant and all them, were just able to linger and play the run the whole game. And then that pass rush, poor Purdy. I mean, I don't think Brock Purdy played a bad game. I mean,
No, he wasn't bad. I mean, and the
he didn't
interception
make
wasn't his
mistakes.
fault.
He didn't throw the ball in double coverage or just throw the shit up. He was making the right reads. The problem is there was so much pressure in his face because Trent Williams did not play. So you had the backup left tackle absolutely getting Brock Purdy murdered in that game, non-stop. I mean, he took about 15 hits in that game, and he just had to get the ball out at some point. But I mean, the Seahawks just did a good job on defense. The only thing I'm concerned with Seattle, they tried to give the game away. Sam Darnold, they won in
Mm-hmm.
spite of Sam Darnold. I don't care what nobody says. He fumbles the ball, trips over a center, and just that's another play. If the 49, if Yatur Gross Matos was right there and was able to scoop that ball up, that Sam Darnold fumble, we're talking about the 49ers get the ball with a chance to tie the game at their own 13-yard line or at the
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks 13-yard line. They just that's that luck factor again. I mean, the luck was on their side for Seattle to get back on the ball, and Matos couldn't fully grip it, and it slipped away, and Seattle jumped on it. But
And I'm sorry, but I don't agree with the media and the naysayers and the quote unquote experts that say that Darnold, has found his stride. I'm sorry. Like, okay, if you want to say that during the Rams game, okay, fine, because he made some good throws in that game on Thursday Night Football a couple weeks ago, but not in this game against San Francisco. He did
no,
not look like his normal self. I mean,
I
again,
mean,
I
look at
don't
the
trust
last
him.
2 weeks. We let Phillip Rivers throw for 300 on us. We let Caleb Williams throw for 330 on us. And you're mean to tell me Sam Darnold could only mustered up 150 yards on us? I mean, I'm just saying we have a bad defense right now because of all the injuries. I mean, we're missing 6 or 7 starters on defense, and
Hmm.
that's all he could do. I mean, I'm sorry, but he
He
is
should have
not.
torched him because they were injured, but he
The
didn't.
Dennis Walker is the reason they won. The defense is the reason they won. Their defense is the reason they won, and their defense is the reason they won.
And
Sam
not
Darnold.
just that, kid, but if you look at the numbers too, the running game for Seattle, was much better than San Francisco because their numbers were,
Well,
they
Yeah,
the
averaged more
49ers
yards and
run defense has been
Charbonnet
getting
especially.
gashed.
yeah,
They have been getting
Charbonnet.
gashed with all the injuries.
Why? Why,
Ah!
Commanders? Why?
Yeah, they're gonna hire Matt Eberflus. That's why.
Why, Commanders? Why?
Actually, no, that's not the reason why I put that.
Yeah, it's because
Why?
they got rid of Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Well,
Cliff
that
Kingsbury.
plus the other news that I heard.
What?
The fact that we interviewed Eric Bieniemy for our offensive
What?
coordinator position.
Again?
And I'm like, why? Our offense was trash with him. Why?
Well, Joey, I hate to say it, your team is about to be back where they belong in the four corners of the basement.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but
Horrific.
Say hi to Justin Fields for me. What's going on, man? How you doing?
what's going on, guys? I figured I'd hop on for at least a few minutes. I'm just not going to have my camera on tonight.
No, that's fine.
No, you're
We're
good,
just-
dude.
We're just discussing some of the games real quick from last week. Trying to get some stuff in here. But next game was the Saints game, which obviously we talked about a little bit already.
Tank division, baby.
Yeah, take division, Cubs look alive again. Falcons win 19-17.
Oh, by the way, real quick, since we're talking about NFC South, I love your name, Kevin. 8-9 Steamy NFC South Steamy Garbage or something like that.
Yep.
That's cool.
Steaming garbage.
Yes.
That couldn't have sounded
I
any
love
better. But yeah, we have that game, and you know what? I'm just gonna move on.
Next.
Browns beat the Bengals 20-18.
Hey, Miles Garrett made history.
Yeah, Myles Garrett gets his 23rd sack of the year.
And it took him with 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter to finally make history, and kudos to him.
You know what? This is a little off topic, real quick. I will say this: Seattle could have gave us the game because they would have listened. They would have slid to the 5th spot and had a bye week when they played Carolina. We could have both had bye weeks. I mean, thanks a lot, Seattle.
He's
Hey,
not
don't,
wrong.
hey, don't feel bad. I'm uncomfortable having to face Green Bay again. I'm already fucking sweating bullets, and it's not even Saturday yet. But moving on, we had that game, of course, and they pulled it off. Miles Garrett got the sack record. All right, done. Texas beat the Colts 38-30, but
Hey, if you had the over in this game, you won money.
yeah,
You know that's pretty bad that the Texans said, you know what, screw it. We're going to take our starters out. They still won the game.
you have to. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you know one thing that I find funny about this Texans Colts game.
What's that?
I shared it. I shared a picture in our group chat the other day, and I know you probably couldn't see it, Steven, but it
Duh.
literally showed two pictures of Sauce Gardner, one in the Jets, one in the Colts, and the fact that Sauce Gardner had fewer wins since he joined the Colts than the entire New York Jets team.
Yeah, you probably couldn't see it, Steven. Duh!
If you couldn't see it, you could smell that loss from a mile away.
That'd be like, that would literally be like that would be literally taking a deaf guy and being like, hey, I got 2 tickets to go see fucking Tim McGraw. You want to go? He would enjoy the concert, but problem is he can't fucking hear it.
I mean, I don't hear your question. That's automatic, L.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I wish the best for your hiring process there, Steven, for your favorite team.
Yeah, see, and the thing,
fuck them too.
the thing, whenever Sauce Gardner got traded to the Jets, the Colts were a Super Bowl contender.
Ooh, 8-2. Yay, we're going to go to the playoffs, guys. And then kaplunk.
Yeah, I seen a skit on TikTok the other day. I thought it was pretty funny. Talking about, the Colts left at 7-1, and the guy goes in a coma. He wakes up from his coma 8 weeks later, talking about, so is Daniel Jones the lead candidate for MVP or the Colts #1 seed? No, Daniel Jones is actually done for the rest of the year and probably next year, and the Colts are out of the playoffs. Huh? What the fuck did I sleep through? Yeah, they went 1-8 in their last 9 games. So, oof.
Yeah, he's more he's more
Yeah, Colts.
slack-jawed than Vince McMahon during the Freedom meeting.
Yeah.
But
Next.
next, okay. Next is the Jaguars stomping the Titans 41-7.
Oh,
dear
dude.
God.
Not even close.
Ass whooping.
Yeah.
And then you had the Vikings beat the Packers 16-3. Yes!
And J.J. McCarthy, once again, say it with me, folks, injured his hand.
That
Man,
same
you wanna
fracture.
know something that is extremely funny? The
You-
fact that Coach LaFleur literally called a timeout with 1 second to go because he didn't want to get shut out.
Are you that pathetic? To call
No,
a
they need to
timeout?
be investigated for gambling because I want to know what the spread was.
They need to be investigated this year for being the Bears' bitch.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun to read. That was that. I texted Steven. I'm like, Packers are losing 16-0. Correction, they lost 16-3.
I'm like, how? And then, LaFleur's like, you know what? Keep the field goal. I don't want to be shut out. It would have been funny if he would have missed it.
Oh, and let's get to the other funny game, and that's the Giants stopping the Cowboys 34-17. And the reason why it's funny is because we got to the fourth quarter, a little bit into the fourth quarter. Kurt Menefee pops up and goes, "We're now going to take you to a more competitive game," and I just start fucking cackling. That made my day. I'm just like, okay.
And of all games that's quote unquote competitive in quotations, it's the Falcons and the fucking Saints.
And you know what? What made that even funny to piggyback off what Ezra said was Jerry Jones in his press conference, his exit press conference, thought this was a very successful season considering the circumstances for the Dallas Cowboys. I said, really? You gave up like 6 40-point games, a tie with the Packers, and I mean, who did you beat? Oh, you beat
Successful, my blind ass.
Not only that, you fucking don't pay Micah Parsons. He goes bye-bye. You spend money on Deron Bland, who didn't do shit this year. You let Trayvon Diggs go
after paying him $130 million.
after paying him $130 million because Schittenheimer wouldn't let him fucking go home.
Schittenheimer. You pay CD Lamb, and he couldn't even CD field for half the season with all the injuries, and he couldn't ever CD ball because he had about 1 million drops. The best receiver on your team is George Pickens, and by the way, his agent is Michael Parsons' agent, so good luck re-signing him this season.
Yeah. It fucking awesome.
And not to mention, in back-to-back years, you let Tony Pollard walk. You let Rico Dowdle walk. You let DeMarcus Lawrence walk.
Yep.
All of them are having successful seasons this year.
And not only that, you got George Pickens, who's probably 1 or 2 immature acts away from not getting a contract renewal.
Yeah.
And then who's acting like fucking Diego Pavia is now for the fucking whatever the other team in Tennessee, Vanderbilt.
Oh,
and
good Lord!
I was this close of giving George Pickens some credit this year. Like he seemed like he's got more mature, but then he had that one game where he was just trotting and lollygagging around the field, and Richard Sherman, rightfully so, called his dumb ass out, talking about you're supposed to run routes like you're about to get the ball, not because you're mad and pouting because you know you're not going to get the ball, so you just half-ass it. That's not the right way to do it. George
Exactly.
Pickens, idiot he is, goes the fuck off on Richard Sherman, telling all lies, by the way, talking about, oh, you want nothing in Seattle. The defense made you. Dude, people were scared to throw Richard Sherman's way, by the way. They played one field when you played the Seahawks. Then talk about, oh, you were a bum when you left Seattle. He went to San Francisco and got 2 All-Pros and a Super Bowl appearance, so I don't know where George Pickens is getting his facts, but that's just the immaturity showing. So it's still within.
Yeah, and then moving on now, we go to another straight up ass whooping, and that's the Bills in their final appearance at Highmark, whooping the Jets 35-8.
And leave it to the Jets to be the first team in NFL history to record no interceptions the entire season. 0. Zilch. Nada. Only the Jets.
Between the Jets and the Cowboys, they're the gifts that keep on giving.
Yeah, especially for this show.
Yes.
That's just as bad as both. I don't mean that, but it's also funny. Lions beat the Bears. We tried the heroic comeback, and it didn't work out this time.
Ooh.
But I mean, it was just a bad day. Second week, our defense was scrambling around, not being able to we weren't able to stop Amon-Ra St. Brown, even if he was glued to the turf. And then we could barely get at Jared Goff. I mean, we got a sack or 2 on him, but nothing to really amount to anything. It was just a rough day at the office. But you know what? We got the number 2 seed. We're taking on Green Bay this week. Let's go.
Thanks to the Commanders beating Philly.
Yep, absolutely. We're gonna get Broncos beat the Chargers to claim the number 1 seed in the AFC, and of course get home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, and they didn't play most of their starters during this game, and Trey Lance had a rough day at the office.
Yeah, until they brought in McKee, and then McKee couldn't do anything either.
Nope.
Then you had the Rams beat the Cardinals 37-20.
Got to give Arizona credit. They gave LA a fight in this game, during the first 3.5 quarters, and then the Rams just pulled away.
Yep. Heard there's a little report going around that depending on how he does, Devontae Adams may be ready soon.
They need him now.
Yeah.
Yep. The Rams have been sputtering in and out, so they definitely need Devontae back to really open up that offense.
Yep. And then you have Then you had the Raiders beat the Chiefs 14-12.
At one point, 5 field goals and a safety.
Yeah,
Who
when we
wrote this? Who wrote this script? Hijacker Mike?
No, but when we talk about this game, we should have the SpongeBob theme out there playing the little just because we're talking about a circus here between these two teams.
Definitely ain't sweet victory.
Jesus Christ, you got Pete Carroll now out, and he's about to go chew some gum somewhere else. I think he needs to go to Pittsburgh. That's where all the old people go. Hell, fuck it. Hire Pete Carroll in Pittsburgh.
And Andy Reid, if he comes back after this season, he might. If he doesn't, he'll just end up being Wilford Brimley stand-in for diabetes commercials.
Hey, poor Andy Reid over there on the sidelines eating a cheeseburger. He's sick of this season.
He's sick of that Kansas City barbecue. He wants to go somewhere else. I got joking on that. Patriots beat the Dolphins 38-10. That's
Not surprised.
Commanders beat the Eagles 24-17. That's the one with McKee.
Yes.
The Commanders got it done. And thank you, Joey. Your Commanders gave us the number 2 seed. Let's go.
You're welcome.
And you know what? What pisses me off is Philadelphia had every opportunity to take the 2 seed because Chicago lost. What are you doing playing backups? Do you not know that the 3 seed and the 4 seed are going to be playing NFC West teams? I mean, I would much rather be in Ezra's spot. I would much rather be playing the Packers than to be playing the 49ers or the Rams. Let me just say that.
Yeah, that's just chaos.
I will laugh hysterically if Philadelphia loses to San Francisco.
I hope they do. I hope we beat the brakes off of them motherfuckers. I we beat the shit out of them. 50% healthy. I don't give a shit. Beat the shit out of them.
But man, let me tell you real quick. I got this coworker who is a addictive, and I mean
addicted to pain.
No, he's addicted to the Carolina Panthers. And
that is personified pain, baby.
and he keeps telling me that, oh, I'm not scared of the Rams. I'm not scared of the Niners. I'm not scared of the Bears. And I'm like, boy, those teams will rip you all to shreds.
What planet does he live on? Planet Delusional?
Caleb Williams will break every Bears record against the fucking Panthers, and the defense will have more takeaways in one game than they have this entire season.
All I'm gonna say is, speaking on my front, Brock Purdy had the worst game of his season, first game back from his toe injury, threw 3 picks in the first half, and still we beat them by like 14 to 15 points. We would beat them 42-0 if we were playing like we did against the Bears. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It would have been a belt. It would have been child abuse, belt to ass.
He keeps telling me that the Panthers are gonna win the NFC and go to the Super Bowl, and I'm like, yeah, in your dreams, buddy boy.
Caleb Williams
playing on Madden on easy.
Caleb Williams would throw 370 yards on those motherfuckers. I swear to you, not.
Yeah.
But moving on here, let's talk about probably the best Week 18 game so far, and that is that Steelers and Ravens game.
And what will go down as probably the best game played all year long. I mean, that was a game of halves and a game of drama. I mean,
and a game of inches.
You know what? All I got to say is, as much as things change, things seem to remain the same, and that's someone on the Ravens letting Lamar Jackson down. I mean, it's been like that every year. Mark Andrews dropped last year, and now this year, the damn kicker, a chip shot. Lamar did an incredible job on 4th down to get that ball to Isaiah Likely to get in field goal range. First of all, great drive, came through. What does this kicker do? Let him down. I'm like, ugh. And then his defense let him down the first time by giving up. What the fuck is he doing for Calvin Austin to be wide open down the sideline? I mean, he could have sat down and got a suntan at the 5-yard line and then rolled in the end zone. Nobody would have touched him. What is the defense doing? No one.
Nobody was covering Austin at all. Wide open. Like, You're giving Rodgers all day to throw. That is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And you paid for it.
I was hoping he would have thrown like 3 picks that day. I would have been happy.
You know, and it doesn't help that Kyle Hamilton went out with the injury and he was out for the rest of the game because afterwards Rodgers was picking that defense apart. They could not cover nobody. They couldn't cover the broadside of a barn. And leave it to the Ravens to disappoint Lamar Jackson, who had a hell of a game. 3 TDs, including a 50-yard touchdown and a 38-yard touchdown. And I mean, just a great performance in this game, and it comes out as a loss. And I'm sorry, there's going to be those, those experts and those, people that, watch the game and critique the game. You cannot put this loss on Lamar Jackson. He played his tail off in this game.
Yeah.
This was strictly on coaching, the lack of defensive awareness and efficiency, and special teams. Because, yeah, I know Tyler Roop said that when he kicked the ball, it didn't go off his foot correctly. Okay, I understand that. However, the moment of sending your team to the playoffs came down to one kick. You had one timeout left. You might as well use it.
And also too, gotta give him some slack. He's a rookie. This is his first year being in a big moment like this. I'll give him a little slack on that. This is
a little, but still,
yeah,
you got a timeout. Use it.
Nerves are a thing. Nerves are definitely.
They are.
Yeah, they were just trying to be like Matt Eberflus and leave that timeout in his pocket.
True.
Yep, pretty much.
Pretty much.
All right, Joey. I know we don't have much time, so let's get into. We're gonna do picks right for the wild card round, and
you get this break.
Right?
Yeah. All right. All right. She said we're doing the final standings first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do final stage. I'm just making sure that we are. That way I can get this down right. All right. Go ahead. Final standings, my man. Let's go.
All right. Well, first, I just want to do the Week 18 standings.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
Last time I checked, it was whenever I checked the boy.
You didn't make sure that Colorado and gave you.
And real quick, too, before Joey gives these numbers, we are really greatly looking forward to doing this next year because all year long we have a great time coming on here and predicting these games. And we always look forward to doing this every single regular season, ever since we started doing the pick segment as a friendly competition. We've been doing this now since 2022 as a friendly competition. It's been a lot of fun ever since. And again, when the regular year comes up again in September, we look forward to doing this once again.
Yeah, hey, real quick before Joey gives his thing, I gotta speak real quick about the Ravens. Somewhere Justin Tucker is laying on a massage table laughing.
He ain't wrong.
All right, here is the Week 18 results.
Okay.
Believe it or not, Kevin actually made his way to the top this week.
Wow.
Go Raiders!
He made his way to the top this week, finishing 10-6. Hijacker came in second with a record of 9-7, and then me, Steven, and Ezra all tied for third with records of 8-8.
Go ahead, Carolina Panthers, Atlanta Falcons, and Tampa Bay Bucks.
Bunch of cocksuckers.
All right, and now for the moment we've all been waiting for, our final standings, which I'm going to turn my camera on for just a second. Determine who is going to be the next holder of this beautiful championship belt.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Starting from the bottom. In fifth place, Mr. Tanks-a-lot is Mr. Kevin Rory, finishing with a record of 153 and 119.
Oh, your name.
Over 500. How the fuck am I over 500? God damn it! I can't even think right. What the fuck? I'm in Atlanta Falcons. How the fuck I can't lose? I intentionally lose and I can't even lose.
All
What the?
right.
Oh,
All right.
Great.
In fourth place is Ezra with a record of 165 and 107.
I'll take it.
In third place is Steven with a record of 168 and 104.
Hey, I'll take it.
So that means it's going to come down to me and Hijacker. Ah, this was very, very close. But for the first time since we started tracking this, the tiebreaker was not needed this year.
All right.
Yep, it was not needed this year. So the winner with a record of 179 and 93
Holy shit.
is the one, the only Hijacker Mike.
He ran away with this by a long shot. Like, it was
Yep.
incredible.
See,
What
see,
a-
I came in second, 3 games behind with a record of 176 and 96.
you know what? Next year, I'm picking all safeties in every one of my games.
But man, what a great year it's been. I mean, and I knew eventually he was going to win this bad boy because he was so good at picking these games and just coming up with great educated guesses and going against the grain a lot of the times more than we did. And man, he was so good at executing some of these picks because there were some Chiefs picks, there were some Carolina picks, there was a couple of Jets picks that really, really increased his lead this year.
Next
Congrats.
time, go by the NFL schedule, not your fucking bracket sheet you print off online, asshole.
But yep, Hijacker is going to be the owner of this new belt, so I'll be getting in contact with him to find out a shipping address, and I'll send it on over his way.
What a record. That is a fantastic record.
Yes. Now let's get into the pick segments for Super Wild Card Weekend. No, nothing.
All right.
It's not a single chirp. Nobody said anything. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well, that's because
I swear I live with a bunch of mimes.
Well, we're waiting.
That's because this first game that we're about to cover is going to be so big of a blowout, it ain't going to be worth watching.
That's why the NFL scheduled it first game. I mean, nobody's gonna watch a 4:00 game on Saturday.
Let's get the filler out of the way.
Start drinking early.
Got that right.
Yeah.
Let's get the
All
dark
right,
match
so
out
let's
of the
do
way.
it, guys. The Rams and the Panthers in Charlotte.
Yeah, give me the Rams to absolutely destroy Carolina. Give me the Rams to get revenge on Carolina. Sorry, Panthers, you're going bye-bye. There's the exit. 34-7.
Panthers, sorry about your damn luck. It is going to be a score of 41-3.
Oh,
All right.
well, sorry, Panthers, but you guys are about to be grade A plus plus plus. Fucked. Give me the Rams over these tidy whitey Panther wearing, whatever you want to call them. 33-6.
You know what? I think the Panthers should call Diddy for some baby oil because they're about to get fucked.
No baby oil.
Straight
No.
baby oil.
Nah.
55 to 12.
Better yet, have them call Justin Tucker for some massaging oil. Because they're going to need it after this game.
All right. Next game.
All right, now again,
Wait, Ked, did you give your score?
Yeah, 45 to 12.
Oh,
Dear
Jesus.
God.
Rams gonna end that shit quick.
All right, so now for a decent game. Now for a decent game. Bears, Packers, and Soldier Field.
Give me Chicago. Give me Chicago in this one. Give me Chicago in this one. 28-20.
I'm going to go with Chicago in this one as well. I do think it is going to be close to begin with, but I do think Chicago will wind up pulling away. So give me Chicago 27-17.
Ooh. This is the only time in the playoffs that I can remember that I can honestly see all 6 wild card teams winning. But I'm gonna go with the Bears still. I'm going with the Bears on a last second field goal, 24-21.
Okay.
Yeah, give me Chicago as well in a close one. Give me Chicago 24-20.
Okay.
Good. You're all still my friends. All right.
All right,
Bills.
moving on to Sunday games. I believe the Bills and Jaguars are first, if I'm not mistaken.
You would be
You are right
correct.
on. Yes, you are.
Well, in that case, I'm going to go in and get started with this one. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but despite the dominating run they had in their conference this season, Jacksonville has not really had the best of luck in the playoffs, and they're playing and they're going up against a team that has quite a bit of playoff experience. So I'm actually going to ride with the Bills in this one to pull off somewhat of an upset. Give me the Bills to win this one. I'm going to go 30-21 Bills.
Yeah, I don't trust Jacksonville because again, I mean, they played a lot of weak opponents, as the season progressed. But give me the team with the better overall experience in the playoffs to move on to round 2. Give me Buffalo to still win a close game. Give me the Bills 30-27.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually. Both teams you cannot trust. I mean, I'm sorry. Buffalo has been dog shit other than Josh Allen. But for that reason, I will pick Buffalo because they got the better quarterback. They got an MVP candidate. They got the best player on the field. Give me the Bill. Give me the Bills to sneak past this one, 27-20.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Both teams have a lot of inconsistencies, especially throughout the season. And yet, while the records may show that they've been playing good, obviously both teams have struggled in certain moments. But I'm still going to take Buffalo based on experience, like Kevin said, based on the quarterback, based on every other factor you could think of, and that's no slight to Trevor Lawrence and to Travis Etienne and that team, because they built themselves up to where they are now. So give me the Bills in this one, 31-27.
Okay. All right. I believe the Niners and the Eagles are next.
Yes, it is.
So in that case, I'll go ahead and go first with this one again. Now, if I were to take a look at the Philadelphia team from last year and pair it up against the Philadelphia team from this year,
Yeah.
it is definitely not the same Eagles squad in back-to-back years.
No.
This Eagles team, despite winning the NFC East for the second straight year, finally breaking the curse, this Eagles team has been through so much. They have not had the same amount of success on the offensive side of the football. Definitely not the same offensive, or definitely not the same amount of success on the defensive side of the ball. And this 49ers team, I mean, I'm not sure if Fred Warner is going to be at this game or playing in this game or not. I'm sure Kevin will have that answer whenever we get to him. But I feel like the Niners, in my opinion, are the better team in this instance on paper. So, yes, the Niners are coming to the East Coast, but they're going to be walking out of the East Coast. They're going to be walking out of Lincoln with a dub. I feel like the Niners are going to get the job done. I think it's going to be close, though. So, give me the Niners to win this one. I'm going to go 31-24 Niners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, there's two things that are true. Kyle Shanahan wins on the road in playoff games. We seen him go into Lambeau against MVP Rodgers and beat them on the frozen tundra with Jimmy fucking Garoppolo. So
Mm-hmm.
number two,
Yes.
all season, even with the injuries, the 49ers have not lost back-to-back games all year. They have always
Mm-hmm.
bounced back and responded well to a loss. Number three, the 49ers don't get knocked out in the first round. They either go to the NFC Championship or miss the playoffs. And I'm sticking with the rule of thumb. I'm superstitious, so I don't think that changes this year. Give me the 49ers. I think the key is also the last time we seen Philadelphia have so much discontinuity within their team was when they got upset 2 years ago or 3 years ago in the first round by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because their offense.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what this team reminds me of. Their defense is going to be good,
Yes.
but I think the key is as bad as the 49ers defense is. I mean, they got Robert Sala dialing it up. Yeah, and they got Robert Sala dialing it up, but they got a lot of injuries. The 49ers defense needs to play a pretty bad offense, and that's just what the doctor ordered with the Philadelphia Eagles offense because they can't run the ball, can't throw the ball. So it's going to be bad versus bad. The key is going to be Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy against that front Vic Fangio defense. That's going to be the key chess match. But Trent Williams will be back. Dunn said today Trent Williams will be back. Ricky Pearsall will be back. So reinforcements on the offense are there.
Yeah.
So
George
I think
George
the 49ers,
Jordan and George Kittle's going to be back too, right?
yeah, George Kittle's been back. He played last game. He's going to be there.
That's
He's
right.
again. And nobody else is missing on the offense. So I believe this is going to be a big Christian McCaffrey game. I'm talking 30 touches, whether receiving, rushing. He's going to get the ball. It ain't going to be like Seattle where he only got 14 touches. He's going to get the ball. So give me the 49ers to upset the Eagles 27-23.
Yeah, give me the Niners in this one, and like Kevin said, it's based off of the fact that the Niners will have reinforcements on the way with Pearsall, Williams, all back with Juwan and Christian and George. That that offensive line, that offensive team is going to be back together. Obviously, losing Batum sucks, and that was a big deal. But I still think even without that other key piece, the Niners still will able to get the job done. This Philly offense is way different from last year. They're not the same explosive offense. Saquon hasn't been running worth anything this year as he used to. He's only and AJ Brown has been getting little to no touches except in certain games. And and you know what? People have, like Steven said, people have figured out what their most dangerous weapon they've relied on for the past 2 years, the tush push. It's been figured out. And the
Yep.
first one to do it was
Yeah, that's true.
obviously was Nashawn Wright of the Bears. He was the first one to figure it out by stripping the ball out of the hands of Jalen Hurts. So if people can figure that out, and if the Niners can figure it out, it can stall a lot of those key third and fourth down plays for them. So for me, I'm going to go with Niners in this one. Give me a score of 30-24.
All right,
Yeah.
and keep in
on.
mind, this is technically Saquon Barkley's contract year because after this, he's a free agent.
That's right.
Mm. Yeah, give me the more I think about it, the more I think that San Francisco is going to go on the road and humiliate the Eagles and give them a own dose of their own medicine. I think that San Francisco is going to go on the road and they're going to make a statement and they are going to humiliate the Eagles 31-17.
Wow.
Okay. All
All
right, next.
right, and Patriots Chargers on Sunday night.
Yep.
You
That
gave yours, Joey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Patriots in this one. I'm sorry, Chargers. I mean, y'all barely made your way into the playoffs despite knocking out the Chiefs several weeks back. But this Patriots team is something else, especially with Drake May as your quarterback. I mean, Drake May has completely taken the reins here in year number 2 and just rode off into the sunset and has not looked back. Drake May has been absolutely phenomenal this year. And he, along with Caleb Williams, are due to make big time splashes in this playoffs, just like Jaden Daniels did last year for the Commanders in his rookie season. So give me Drake May and the Patriots to almost blast the Chargers in this one. Give me the Patriots 34-17.
Yeah, give me the Patriots in this one to send the Chargers packing because all the injuries they've had, they're fixing to run into a team that has a way more healthier team and an overall better team. Give me New England to get a playoff victory and get on the right foot, and give me the Patriots 31-20.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are gonna give them a fight because Jim Harbaugh's team's always scratch and claw. But I think the Patriots are too much, and they're gonna outlast them 30-23.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be a battle for sure, but New England has just got too much firepower. You got Ramondre Stevenson, you got Stephon Diggs, the veteran, on that team. You got so many great players on that team. You got Drake May, who's probably one of, if not the best quarterback in the league right now. And you can't tell me that this team is not, you know, could win the whole damn thing right now. That's how well built this team is, and that is from everything, offensive, defensive coordinators, everything all the way down to Mike Vrabel. Having him back as the head coach was one of the best decisions that New England could have ever made. And guess what? Getting Drake May was probably the second. You know what? Yeah, definitely give me New England in this one. It's going to be a firefight, mainly in some cases, but Justin Herbert's hand, he's injured. It's going to be a rough go for him. Final score 33-20. So now we're just waiting on Joey, right? Oh no, Joey already said it. Okay. So let's go
Yeah,
ahead and move
he
on.
gave this. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the final one. And that is, of course, Texans and the Steelers.
I'll go ahead and go first with this one once again. Now, this game, believe it or not, is going to be hard to call because it's going to determine which sides of both teams are really going to show up and play. Now, Pittsburgh definitely has the upper advantage since they're playing on their home field. But as much as much highlights as I have seen throughout this entire regular season, I have seen how nasty that Texans defense is. And I
No
really
doubt.
think that defense is due for a huge payday. Meaning, I think that they're going to look at Aaron Rodgers and they're not going to be intimidated by him. I believe this Texans defense can go into Pittsburgh, look Aaron Rodgers in the eye, and say, "We're not scared of you, buddy. We're not scared of you. We're gonna give you everything we got and see if you can survive." So, with that being said, it's gonna be close, but give me the Texans in this one on a game-winning field goal. Get this, in overtime, 26-23.
Okay.
I'm gonna go lower. I actually don't think it's gonna be very close. I'm actually gonna go pick. I'm going with the defense. Defense travels. Houston's defense on the road against old man Rodgers, someone who can't get out of the pocket, someone who can't get mobile. I mean, they're gonna. It's gonna be. I mean, Daniil Hunter is going to pressure all day. Will Anderson,
Hmm.
the quarterback. It's going to be a fest for them. The question is, can Houston's offense actually show up? Because there's been times where C.J. Stroud's looked great, and then times where it's like he looks like Bryce Young out there. So, with that being said, I'm gonna trust in the Texans offense. Give me the Texans 20-7.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I don't think they score more than 20, but I cannot see the Steelers scoring on the Texans more than one touchdown.
Yeah, give me Houston in this game because their defense, like you guys have mentioned, that defense travels. They are going to be on the run for Rodgers and attacking him at the line of scrimmage, trying to put pressure on him. And I don't think he can hold up because, I mean, that's the one reason why Baltimore struggled against Pittsburgh is because they didn't have nobody to get to him during that game. And I think that the Texans are going to beat the Steelers on their field and send Mike Tomlin and company winless again in the last now what 8-9 years in the playoffs. Give me Houston to beat Pittsburgh 24-10.
Yeah, to me, the key in this game is the defense of Houston. I mean, Willie Anderson, absolutely one of the baddest motherfuckers on defense in the league. Absolute freaking monster. And you know what? That defense is going to be hungry, and Aaron Rodgers is going to be fucking dinner. And that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is going to be uncomfortable. He's going to be throwing a lot of missed passes. He's going to have to rely on the run game with Gainwell. So I don't think.
And not to
Yeah.
mention, real quick, Ezra, before you give your pick, he's also going to be trying to avoid Derek Stingley in that secondary too.
Yeah, he is. And it's going to be a rough go for Rodgers this time around. As much as I don't like the guy, I'm being fair and honest here with this. Give me the Texans in this one to showcase who they truly are. I expect Rodgers to throw at least 2 picks. And I expect him to get sacked at least 4 or 5 times. But give me the Texans 27-17.
And that'll do it for Super Wildcard Weekend.
Yes, it will. That's the end of it.
Oh, but real quick, guys, before I hop off here, I just read an article where the Ravens are actually interested in bringing in Brian Flores from Minnesota's defensive coordinator as their head coach.
Wow.
I think that's a good move. I think
That
it
would
would
be
be.
that would be a great move for Baltimore.
I think that would be the move. But anyway, guys, I'm about to hop off here. It was good being on the show tonight.
Great job, dude.
I will
Yeah,
see y'all
great job,
later.
dude.
Hope everybody stay safe for the rest of the week. Peace out, guys.
Yep. Later, dude.
You know what? I'm actually going to follow suit. I'm going to go and hop off here myself.
All right, dude. Great job, dude.
Yep. Peace out, guys.
All right. That's it for them. Let's get into real quick some other news in the world of sports. Let's get into the NBA real quick. I think the biggest news of the week has to be the news of one Trae Young. And it was announced yesterday that Trae and his managers, his agents actually, shall we say, are looking at trade options to get him out of the Hawks. Apparently things have soured and he wants to be with a team that can contend for a championship, and unfortunately Atlanta right now, not it. So that's apparently that's where we're going to be.
This is very surprising. I mean, Trae Young is one of the best shooters in the NBA. He can score in bunches. He can go on a hot streak in a blink of an eye, and just one of the greatest players of his era when it comes to scoring in bunches. And knowing him, he is going to try to facilitate a trade to send him to a team that is going to be having the shots of contending for a title.
Yep. Let's see. Derrick Jones Jr. of the Clippers, their forward, has been diagnosed with a grade 2 right MCL sprain and will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. So there's that for you on that. Let's see. Memphis Grizzlies are signing Christian Coloco, center, to a 10-day contract today, or a few days ago. So he's got 6 more left. Denver Nuggets center Giannis Valanciunas will be reevaluated in 4 weeks after sustaining a right calf strain in last Wednesday's win in Toronto.
Yeah, Denver's got a lot of injuries they're dealing with, including we talked about this last week with Nikola Jokic being out for multiple weeks with a knee injury.
And now his backup is also out too.
Mm-hmm.
Which is Valanciunas, and also 4 out of the 5 starters are currently out with injury right now.
Time to really batten down the hatches and really, get it going, because this is going to be the true testing point to test their mettle throughout the season, to deal with the adversity that they're going through. And we'll see if they can survive.
Yep. Also, Spurs star Victor Wembanyama suffered a slight hyperextension in his left knee last week in a win against the New York Knicks. But initial tests came back negative and showed no major injuries. So it's just a matter of monitoring him and rest and rehab. Also, as well, Josh Giddey from the Bulls also sustained a left hamstring strain and will miss at least a few weeks. He's been averaging 19.2 points, 9 assists, and 8.9 rebounds, almost a triple-double per game for Chicago. So, yeah, an absolutely crazy weekend. There was other injury news in the NBA as well. Cleveland Cavaliers player, if I can get to the article, right here, Max Strus is going to be out for another month after having foot surgery.
Man.
He's recovering from a Jones fracture in his left foot, so that he's been missing the start of the season with. Also, the Sacramento Kings, Keegan Murray's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks with a left ankle sprain. Injury bugs, sickness bugs starting to hit a little bit. Also, too, James Harden the other day missed a game because of shoulder stiffness. So kind of watch out for that. Let's see here. Anything else? Nothing really big. Let me go to the ESPN app. Let me see what's going on here. Wide receiver for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Carnell Tate, has declared for the NFL draft. So one of the lead targets on that team is going to be trying to see how far they can go. Let's see. The Falcons have restructured the deal of one Kirk Cousins.
Wow.
They've modified the final 2 years of his contract, setting the stage for a decision on his Atlanta future to be made by the third day of the NFL league year on March 13th. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that for sure.
I do want to bring this up, and talking about the college stuff, we were talking about
the Ole Miss game, right? With
the Ole Miss and the Georgia game, and I do want to say real quick before that game, congrats to Miami for dispatching Ohio State with a clinic on defense and holding the Buckeyes to 14 points, and also shout out to Indiana for absolutely destroying Alabama. What a clinic they put on, and they both punched their ticket to the semi round, and just really good performances by both those teams. But this Georgia Ole Miss game was absolutely crazy, and Ole Miss was down, then they were up, and then they were up double digits, and then Georgia had to come back to take the lead, and they took the lead thanks to some ref ball shenanigans, and then you had Ole Miss had all of their timeouts evaporated. No timeouts, 32 seconds left, and they came down the field and took the lead on a field goal. And then Georgia gets the ball, and the guy from Georgia catches the ball, and then he flicks the ball, and it goes over one of the players' heads, I believe, into the end zone, and it went down as a safety. And that right there should have ended the game, because there's no reason really to play out this game, because at that point, they went up 5 points. So the game is pretty much over. There's 1 second left. Georgia has to kick the ball because of the safety. They kick the ball. They kick an onside kick. They recovered. The second went off the clock, and then the ref said Oh no, by the way, put the second back on the clock. You got to be kidding me. Like, the thing that really annoys me is that the people at ESPN did not give Ole Miss, the Rebels, a shot in hell to win this game. And if you have to be like living on planet delusional to not fully, get, why Ole Miss is here. Because Ole Miss made the best of their, the things they've had to deal with, and their head coach leaving them. And I don't blame the Rebels staff saying, no, you're not going to still coach us because you left to go to LSU. Props to them for doing that. And then, but the referee that was officiating this game was giving Georgia all these chances to win the game. And he nearly cost Ole Miss the game with these blatant pass interferences and these holding calls and all of this sort of stuff. And Georgia took the lead. And so Ole Miss not only had to beat Georgia, but it had to beat the bad officiating. And they overcame the officiating. And it's almost like the people at ESPN were ashamed to say that, oh, another SEC team is not going to be in the quarter in the semifinals. Face it, folks. This is why the college playoff bracket is the way to go. Because it gives everybody a shot to play for it all. You have to play all 4 quarters, not taking any plays off at all times. And I think that ESPN was so upset that Georgia was not going to be in the tournament. And this is why fans like us and other fans from across the world were screaming at the top of our lungs, wanting to give other teams chances to play for the collegiate title, because for years it was the number 1 and number 2 seeds that were last standing that were playing for the title. Now there's 12 teams, and more than likely they're going to expand this bad boy to 16, because that's how they've been doing. 4, then 8, then 12. Now it's just a matter of time before they go to 16. I mean, when that happened, I'm like, if Georgia would have won that game, you would have seen a riot. Because all of the crap that Ole Miss had to deal with, and they still found a way to win. So good for them.
And that was the Stephen Colmran of the week. It's sponsored by whatever fake sponsor I come up with. I don't have any right now, but we'll come up with one later. But so the final matchups for the college football playoffs right now are, of course, now it's going to be Indiana taking on number 5 Oregon.
And Oregon dominated their game as well.
Oregon took care of Texas Tech. And then Ole Miss will face the Miami Hurricanes. So those are your semifinal matchups. Those winners will go on to the national championship game.
Yep.
Which, of course, the semifinals take place this weekend. So check your local listings to see where those games are going to be on to watch. As far as any major league baseball news, I think there was anything too over the top. Give me a second real quick and we'll take a look at that. Let's see here. Sorry for the silence, folks. Just give us one moment here. Let's see here. MLB. All right. Here we go. The A's were denied the Athletics trademark ahead of the shift over to Las Vegas because somebody else had trademarked already the Las Vegas Athletics. That's interesting and kind of a ironic, as Matt would say, twist of fate.
And also kind of a fuck you to John Fisher and the Dave Gaffel.
Somebody did right. Oh shit. The Phillies have hired former Los Angeles Dodgers and Miami Marlins manager Don Mattingly
Wow.
as their bench coach for Rob Thomason's staff,
Interesting.
hiring the future Hall of Famer, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's going to be reuniting with his son Preston, who is the general manager of the Phillies. So
Very cool.
also as well here, from what I could tell, Cutter Crawford and Red Sox have reached a 1-year deal and avoided arbitration. 1 year, $2.75 million. Let's see here real quick. Also, let's see here. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it for major news. Toronto Blue Jays have signed a guy by the name of Kazuma Okamoto from the Japanese Baseball League. So that's another big news. There's a lot of excitement in the air for him for Toronto. But that's about all I have for that. And I think that's all I have for major news.
And we'll see what.
Oh, wait.
Then we'll see what Toronto. Go ahead.
What were we going to say about Toronto?
And we'll see what Toronto does with their major signings, because they got a lot of free agency signings. And oh, I forgot to mention this, and we'll save it for next week because I totally blanked on it too. Next week we're gonna finally do our top 5 moments of 2025.
Oh, in sports?
Yeah, top sports moments of 2025.
Okay. Let's see. I think there was one thing on NHL. I think there was. Good news on the Blackhawks organization. Connor Bedard practiced this week, and he also maybe set the return. So we might have Bedard, of course, one of the key pegs for the organization, back. I believe there was let me see here. I believe there was some unfortunate news for the Blackhawks today. Something happened. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken here. Here we go. Yeah, and saw today, and that is that Bob Pulford, who is a legendary player with the Blackhawks. He was the first president of the NHL Players Association. He won a Stanley Cup with the Blackhawks. He was a part of. He led the division titles. His contributions led the division titles among 20 consecutive postseason appearances, all part of a 28-season playoff streak that stands as the second longest in NHL history. So definitely a big loss to the Blackhawks family, and we send our thoughts and prayers to the family and friends of Bob Pulford.
Absolutely.
But I think that's it for tonight. I don't have anything else except want to say what a great event Wrestle Kingdom was. Want to send out congratulations to Yota Tsuji on winning the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Also bringing back the version 4 championship, the championship before we had the version that Will Ospreay and everybody else held recently, and Takeshita. Also, big congratulations to Olympic judoka Aaron Wolf, who won his first ever wrestling championship by defeating Evil and winning the Never Openweight Championship in his official New Japan debut. So definitely want to say congratulations to him. And then real quick, also want to send a big thank you and a fond farewell to the ace Hiroshi Tanahashi, who retired at Wrestle Kingdom this year. Special appearances from Ospreay, Switchblade Jay White, Okada, Shibata, the Dragon, Tatsumi Fujinami, Keiji Muto, aka the Great Muta, and special appearance from Tetsuya Naito and Bushi, who are now part of Pro Wrestling Noah, who made an appearance and paid tribute to the Ace in their own way. Now the Ace is retired from in-ring competition and will continue his role as the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Congratulations to the Ace on a successful retirement, and keep leading the charge for New Japan for the next however long you're president. So definitely thank you, Ace. And couple event notes. New Beginning Tour is coming to Trenton, New Jersey in late February. Check tickets for that. And also, the G1 Climax will be making its debut again in America for a second year since 2019. This time at the Now Arena in Chicago, Illinois. We'll get one night of the G1 Climax heavyweight tournament. So tickets will be on sale soon. July 11th is the date for the event. Go to NJPW 1972 for more information. But
Very cool.
What's up?
Very cool.
But also more of the wrestling talk for this week will continue on, of course, Nation's Corner, which Steven will plug in just a few seconds. But it's been a great show. We thank you guys. And Steven, you know how to close it out.
Yes, I do. What a great first show it was with everybody out there for the first show of 2026. We are in another full swing of things here for the sports show and looking forward to keeping it going with the NFL coverage. And looking forward to be doing that throughout the entire rest of the playoffs. And hard to believe the postseason is here, and we are looking forward to keeping the coverage going and seeing who's going to make it all the way to Santa Clara for Super Bowl 60. And that will be coming here in the next 3 or 4 weeks, so we will see what happens. And again, congratulations to our boy Hijacker Mike for running away with the competition, winning the prediction battles for 2025-26, and the belt will be going to the Bay Area. And looking forward to seeing how we do in the next pick segment for the regular season in 26-27, and looking forward to another great year of covering the world of sports, NFL, NBA, baseball, hockey, you know it. We love it. And also coming up later on this month is the first premium live event for the Ultimate Fighting Championship. That will be in late January. Looking forward to that. And going to be a lot going on in the world of wrestling, sports, you name it. And you can follow us on Twitter or X at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/The Sports Show, and where we have been live for the first episode of 26 on YouTube.com/The Sports Show. Thank you to those for watching live and on demand as well. And also don't forget to follow The Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner. Everywhere else it is on the Facebook, the Instagram, and the YouTube page. They are all at The Nation's Corner. Join the guys and the gal as they recap all things professional wrestling, including Monday Night Raw from last night, celebrating 1 year on the Netflix. And Braun Breaker and CM Punk had a great world title match for the World Championship. Becky Lynch became a 2-time Women's Intercontinental Champion, defeating Maxine Dupree. And congratulations to Rhea Ripley and Io Sky of winning the Women's World Tag Titles against Asuka and Cody. That was a really good match, and looking forward to seeing what they talk about this weekend. Talking a little wrestling. RASSLIN, that spells wrestling. And great show with you guys tonight. Thanks to Kevin. Thanks to Joey for joining us here tonight. A lot of fun time with those dudes. I'm looking forward to sometime down the line when the fall comes around, we can do a show in person during the NFL season. It would be really cool to do that this upcoming year in the regular season. With that being said, wrap this up, Ezra, my friend.
Will do, man. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. It's good to be back on the show this week after being sick with this super flu. Just everybody real quick, just be safe, please. A lot of hospitals are currently on bypass because they're filling up with these patients who are getting this super flu, and especially those who have adverse reactions and underlying health conditions, immunocompromisation. So please just be careful, what you're doing out there, because I got it, and trust me, it's not fun. My family has it too, and they're dealing with it. So just please, for our sake, stay safe. But I'm glad to be back. It was a great show today. Glad to have the 4 crew on there for a little while. And we're going to have a great show next week, that's for sure. You know, getting into this next round of the playoffs and all that stuff. There's a lot of pro wrestling stuff coming up, like we said. A lot of announcements for stuff for WrestleMania weekend, for the summer. You know, and also I got to say thank you to my friend Nico from Too Sweet Cosplay for taking care of us and getting us ready for what got us to World's End. Thank you to his father too, his father David, for getting us there safe. It was a great time. Got to hang out with the rest of the TSC crew and a few other friends. I got to see some comrades who I hadn't seen in a while. It was a great time. All pictures and all that are loaded up on my page as well as on my social media. So check it out. And I will be uploading the photos to Too Sweet Cosplay as well, which, by the way, you can follow at Too Sweet Cosplay across all socials for your cosplay and wrestling needs. So enough of the plugs, enough of all that shit. Let's get out of here. NXT New Year's Evil is on now. So for Kevin Rory, for Joey Thornton, for Hijacker Mike, for Big Stevie Wyand, and everybody in the Sports Show Nation, I am Ezra Vickery, and we will see you all next week for another great edition of our Nation Sports Show. Take care, everybody. Have a great time, and we'll see you all next time. Same time, same YouTube channel. Yeet.
Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up.
Thanks for watching this week's feature presentation of our Nation Sports Show.